Thank you for coming tonight. The rules for the forum are that each candidate will have 2 minutes for opening statements. All questions will come from the mayors, George Tebekas of University Park and Dave Kreutzfeld of Oski. Candidates will have 2 minutes to answer each question from the mayor, plus 1 minute for rebuttals, if they so desire. At the end, we will open it up from public comments, and we'll also have 2 minutes for closing comments. So without any further ado, I'll turn it over to the mayors. Who wants to go first? We'll start with opening statements with candidate Reg Randau.
My name is Reg Randau. I own the Farmers Insurance Office here in Oskaloosa. I've lived here since June of 1999. After my kids were born, we moved to Oskaloosa. My wife grew up here, and we decided that this would be the best place to raise our kids. I've owned my business since 2002 after I got laid off from Premier. Right now I am involved in, I'm a 4-H leader. I'm the sheep superintendent at the Southern Iowa Fair. I'm on the Wild Turkey Federation board. I'm on the board of trust fund trustees at the Central United Methodist Church. I was president of the board of trustees there for several years. Got kids in the Oskaloosa Middle School in 6th and 8th grade, and through all of the activities I'm in, I've seen a lot of county and city just not communicating well, and decided that it needed to be fixed. There was just kind of a attitude of us versus them that I didn't like, and thought I could fix it. So that's why I'm running.
Okay.
My name is Ken Rozenboom. I'm a lifelong resident of Mahaska County. Grew up on a farm southeast of town, and I do currently farm. I spent 30 years in ag business, working for Wakes Feed in sales and management capacities. I have 2 children. My daughter is married to an Australian and lives 10,000 miles away. She has 2 small children, and we're very happy with our grandson, our son-in-law down there, a fine Christian man. Have a wonderful family. They just live too far from home. My son is an Army paratrooper, recently deployed to Afghanistan, now in Alaska. Been interested in local, state, federal politics all of my life. Decided that it's a good time for me to bring whatever skills I have to the table to the benefit of the county. I have been active in many different boards and committees over the years, and currently chairman of the council at our local church. I'm on the Farm Bureau Board of Directors. I'm on the Christian Opportunity Center Foundation Board of Directors, and have spent quite a number of years in the Christian School Board and a number of other activities. So I think my experience in ag business and sales and management have provided me with some listening skills, problem-solving skills that will be of benefit to the county. I have a strong work ethic. I look at all sides of all the issues before I make decisions. So with those opening remarks, we'll go on to whatever the mayors have. Thank you.
For this, we'll have the candidates answer their questions first, and then for their 2 minutes, then we'll go ahead with rebuttals after that.
Okay, since you're on the left-hand side, I'll go ahead and start with you, Reggie. The Mahaska County Hospital recently announced that they were wanting to do a major expansion. The cost is going to be several $1 million and will dramatically increase the size and service offerings of the hospital. Do you support the expansion?
Yes, I do support the expansion. I think it will help improve the quality of the hospital. make a lot of people in Oskaloosa now leave and go to Ottumwa and Pella for their hospital services, and if we can keep those people and that money in the county, it will do nothing but help the county. Plus, it will also help expand employment. More rooms in the hospital. We'll need more nurses, more doctors, more janitors. I mean, all levels of employment, and I think it's going to be a good thing for Oskaloosa and Mahaska County.
I too support the expansion. I mentioned in my opening comments that I look at all sides of things. I have not had the opportunity, and I don't know if the public has had a lot of opportunity to really be apprised of the need, the cost, and all of those things. I do support it. In talking to the the hospital administrator, I'm aware that there are some limitations with their surgery rooms. There are some limitations with the patient rooms, and in the interest of staying modern, the administrator told me that some of the surgeons are getting in their 60s. They will need to be replaced, and if you're going to attract good surgeons in the future, you will have to have a facility that has the equipment, the capabilities to attract those people. So I think there's good arguments for it. I would like to learn more about it, some of the details, but unless there's something I'm not aware of right now, I definitely do support it. Thank you.
If I could follow up. He's going to follow up with another question. Okay, if I could follow up with that, and I'll go back to you, Reggie. In order to pay for the hospital expansion, the hospital's going to have to borrow money through bonding. No surprise there. One way to do it is through what's called special revenue bonds that obligate the hospital only. Those bonds get paid off by the revenues generated by the hospital. Another way would be to use the bonding capacity of the county through general obligation bonds, which would be a lower interest rate, but instead of the revenues of the hospital, now it falls on the taxing capacity of the county, and that's why they have a lower interest rate. If it's done with the GO bonds, the hospital will save several $1 million over the life of the bonds. Would you support the county issuing general obligation bonds?
Yes, I was at the supervisors meeting when the hospital administrator came to the county and requesting those bonds, and it was going to save $16 million for the hospital over the life of the bonds, and that money being saved would be money, expenses that would be passed on to people using the hospital. With health insurance and health costs as high as they are now, something that would increase cost, I think, is a very bad idea. I also know that they have it set up in a way that it will not increase taxes for the county. They are going to put aside money that would cover the bond payments for 1 year in case they did run into a problem. And and if anything did happen with the funding, since it is a county hospital, the obligation would go back to the county even if the hospital bonded for it, which then means the county would be obligated to pay those higher interest rates until they could get those bonds turned in and get it refinanced at a lower interest rate. So yes, I'm for the county bonding the hospital.
I will give qualified agreement to that as well. I too had the same $16 million number given to me. As part of my campaign, I've talked a lot about community, and my definition of community with regards to supervisors means that we look at certainly county matters, but we also look at the city of Oskaloosa. We look at the smaller communities in Mahaska County. We look at rural residents, both ag residents and non-ag residents. And by my definition of community, if there's something that we can do that saves the community $16 million, it's worth going after. The reason I said it's qualified was, again, because I would need to know some more details, legal ramifications, and of course the financial part of this. I was told, given a lot of information, but that's not necessarily the end of the story or the whole story. So I'm going to qualify my answer by saying I would need to learn some more before I would cast a vote for that.
Okay, this is going to go to you first, Reggie. In the smaller communities, most of the population are working class, and they're not able to come to the county board supervisor meetings in the mornings, as you guys all have them. What's your feelings on possibly pushing to switch that to an evening meeting so that not only our councils and mayors, but the citizens can attend?
Yeah, that is one of the things I would like to look at doing first, is moving at least part of the meetings to evenings so more people can attend. I own my own business, and sometimes it's really hard to get away. I try to make it to the supervisor meetings as often as I can, and it's usually the press, the people that report to the supervisors, and me at the meetings that I've been to. Maybe one or two other people, but very seldom. And I also want to try and have it so the supervisors make it out to city council meetings. I've been to 6 out of the 10 city council meetings in the last couple of months. Couldn't quite make all of them because I think 5 of them are all on one night. And one of them was during my son's football game, so I couldn't make that one either. But I would like to, the problem I've seen is the lack of communication, and if we can open it up so there is more communication to and from the cities, it's going to do nothing but benefit everybody. So I'm definitely in favor of moving those meetings.
George, Reg and I agree on that. As part of my advertising on this, I've made the comment, and I firmly stand by it, that I would like to see at least one of the meetings a month be held in the evening. Most of us are working people. I'm still a working guy. And I understand that 9 o'clock on Monday morning is not prime time for making meetings of this nature. So I very much support that. I have too many evening meetings already, but hey, that's the real world, and it's fine with me. If I have a supervisor meeting at least one a month in the evening, let's go for it.